Oh.
Can you hear my fan?
Oh. Yeah, I can, but
You
it
can.
just said that it was just background noise.
Okay.
What up, folks?
Hey, hey, hey.
If you out there, holler at us.
I know. Okay. It's weird to be talking to you on the screen again. It feels like it's been forever.
It has been. It's been way too long,
Mhm.
but we've been busy.
So busy. So busy.
Busy, busy, busy.
I
And
know.
although I look like I'm tanned, I'm not. I just can't get my lighting situation together. So, you know, deal with it.
Let me-
Changed out my nose ring today.
You
What up,
what?
Meta? I changed out my nose ring. And so if I'm
Oh.
doing this, like I don't have a coke. Well, I mean, I do have a coke habit, but I don't have a coke habit.
Have you changed it out before?
Uh-huh.
I've never changed mine. I mean, I have a different one, but I went to the place and had them change it.
Well, see, I couldn't go to the place because it was in the middle of the pandemic.
Right.
And I was like,
Mhm.
no, you're not going to have your fingers in my nose. So
Right. That's why I just left it.
I went online and I looked at a couple of videos, which is big for me because I don't do anything based on what online people tell me. But basically, I
Right.
took some tweezers to hold
Mhm.
um, the the backing, I
Oh,
guess, in place, and then pulled it out. It came right out. And then I still have the saline
yeah,
stuff.
I do
So
too.
I bought some new
But
rings.
wait, why was this your sign for saline?
Huh?
Why was this your sign for
Because
saline?
I was just trying to remember, the yeah, the stuff.
Yeah.
But I've had the one that I had in what up, Afro Jazzy Meta. I've had that one in for months, months.
Okay.
Hello, Bev B.
Now I have to wonder if you can hear my fan, or if you hear the man cutting the grass. Either way, it's just a lot happening.
I don't hear any of that.
Okay, good. Anyway, hey y'all.
What up? What up, folk?
Yeah, really.
Oh, well, I guess
I know.
we're back to the beginning of the. I know I'm used. Well, it's still morning here, uh,
Oh, it is. It's
but see,
so
that's
hot.
why I can't get my lighting situation together because usually I have that good early
You
morning light.
do. You do.
I'm at it now.
um. So shall we? I mean, maybe you got to take down the banner. I don't know, but I want to see your shirt.
Oh, um, take down the banner.
There you go. So, for those who are not in the know, do you want to explain what that is and how
What
to actually pronounce it?
what Xavier is?
Yeah.
Xavier University of Louisiana. It's HBCU down in Nolens,
Yep.
and double significance color scheme. Tomorrow is 28 years for me, so
It's
mhm.
tomorrow. Yay!
Yeah,
Yay! Right, right. Meta Xavier, not
Xavier.
Xavier.
I have a shirt that says that,
Really?
and I've worn it to meetings, and
Mhm.
people they're looking at the shirt, commenting on the shirt, talking about Xavier, and I'm like, that is a different school altogether. That is in Ohio somewhere, and
Mhm.
we're not the same.
Yes.
We are
Okay.
not the same.
I've worn this shirt before, but I'm feeling it today. And
Nice. I have the more vulgar version of that on my mirror, which says, "You did not wake up today to be a weak ass bitch."
that same, yeah, same sentiment. Same sentiment.
Yes,
Exactly.
my anniversary is Mean Girls Day. I love it. When it
Yes.
falls on a Wednesday, it's big
It's
because
big.
Wednesday and it did that while I was teaching. So all of my students thought that was so hilarious because yeah,
That is great.
I was a mean girl. So anywho,
That
was
is great.
is whatever. Um, what's happening here?
Wops over wops.
What were we talking about that led to that comment? But yes, yes. Whatever that. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not sure what WAV is. Yes, 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 yes. Um, yeah, that's you know how in athletes have something over the door before they run out of the locker room and they all like touch it. So in the morning I have that on my mirror
Yeah,
before I go
nice.
to touch it. I'm like,
I love it. Do you know? That's great. That's great.
y'all, look, it's been a while
It
and we
has
can't
been.
talk about all of it because we don't got that kind of time.
We don't got that kind of time, but we can get started. Should I formalize this shit?
Yeah, let's go ahead and formalize it. Let's get it cracking.
Okay. Well, hey y'all. Welcome to Twofer Tea. Woo! Yeah. um, you know who we are. If you don't, where you been?
Ask somebody.
Google me, baby.
Ask somebody in the chat.
No, but we've been away for a while because life, and we're two friends, 30 plus years, both writers, both with big opinions on two separate sides of the country right now, and we are here to kiki with you today to laugh it up. This is a conversation. This is a party. We need y'all to get in here and talk with us. Comment. If you want to hop in on the stream, let us know. We can manage that.
We'll send you an invite.
And you can hop in on the stream. We're doing new shit this quarter.
We are.
But yeah, this thing doesn't work if you don't engage. So thank you for being here. Please engage with us. I want to briefly and quickly thank our partners because we will talk about them more in detail later. But right now, I want to thank Creative Sippin', Curly and Spiritually Fit, Melon and Mindscape, Disrupting Balance, Spiked Sweet Tea Podcast, Gluten-Free Black Girl, and Clay Botanics. Again, we'll talk more about them at the end of the live, but let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Welcome.
Welcome. Oh, I just missed my cue to put the banner up.
That's all right. It's all right.
Listen, for those of you who don't know, and hey, Diva, it's good to see you. I am in the midst of being hazed by by a medical school. I'm still in hot pursuit of my lifelong dream to become a physician, and I have to. The first part of my journey involves an accelerated review program. That really doesn't do it any justice. So I've been under a rock, literally, for the last 3.5 weeks. And so, yes, my neurons are firing, but not necessarily where all this tech is concerned today. So I don't know what's been going on in the world. Put some shit in the chat. Let us know, because it's probably not on the agenda to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
We struggling. Right. So I am suffering under my own, because of my own inability to create boundaries, and am feeling the effects of that right now. So I'm doing too many things. So we both had no clue what was going on in the world. We talk about TV. The only TV I have seen is Jeopardy in the past.
You still watching Jeopardy?
I do. I do. I know it's hard. It's weird.
I won't do it.
But I'm
not supporting that fuckery.
And then in the background, while I'm attempting to sleep, I'll have old episodes of Friends or Reba. So unless it's that, I don't.
Reba? Really?
Girl, my roots are planted in the past.
Look, Reba is the show that comes on after Gilmore Girls on Up TV.
I love Reba. Reba's the shit. I'm a survivor. You need to back up off Reba. She's the shit.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying that's my cue. Like, oh, there's no more Gilmore Girls today. Change the channel.
Love Reba. But yeah, so we were struggling to figure out what was going on in the world. So we had something to talk to y'all about today. But I think we got it. I think we got a lineup here that's admirable.
So this is the What's Going Down episode.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so let's start in our A block, which we all know is always here for it.
We here.
What? What are we here for this episode? I started to say this week, but shit, this quarter. What are we?
Right. We in the last quarter. It's
Yeah.
Athletes. All right. So let's just start off with some Black excellence.
Let's do that.
Excuse me. Been drinking Coke. The Macarthur Grants have been given out by the Macarthur Foundation. And those of you who don't know, the Macarthur Foundation gives out a cool 625 extra large.
With no strings.
With no strings.
Do what the fuck you want to do with this $625,000.
Wipe your ass with it. Throw it at the strip club. Whatever you want. You don't have to use it to further your genius. So a lot of times they're called genius grants. And you don't apply for these. Someone has to put you up for this. And then you're evaluated. And then they call you and be like, hey, we got this $625,000 for you. Do you want it?
You want it?
So I came across my Twitter feed, and y'all have not been on social media. When I say I have been under a rock, it's a real thing. So in my Twitter feed, the headline was 2 Black women from Chicago win Macarthur Grants. So I was like, oh, cool. And they put their pictures up. But I couldn't find that tweet this morning when I went looking for it. Come to find out, it wasn't just 2 Black women. They gave out 25 grants, and 12 of them were given to Black people.
Yes. And also we got some other brown folks in there too. So
yeah. I think some of those 12 are people of color, but we're not waking that up today.
We're not today. Not today. But yeah, I can do some things with that too, Meta. Literally, if you're like me, when you see that kind of money and you see somebody is getting that kind of money, you immediately start ticking off the shit you would pay and in what order. Because I'm immediately like, okay, student loans.
That part.
And then what's next? Who I'm buying what?
What do I have left after student loans?
Right? I know. Seriously though, immediately I start thinking, what could I do with it? But I love that there's no strings attached.
I love it too. And so Ibram Kendi got one. I'm trying to think of other names that I knew.
Oh, let me see, because there were several I could not pronounce.
There were a couple of people from Boston. I mean, Ibram Kendi's not from Boston, but that's where he lives now because he's doing his thing at BU. Let me see. I think I might. Let me see if I can share.
Oh, yeah. See if you can do that.
If I remember how. Oh, snap. Maybe I don't.
There's this publication. It's a conservative publication, of course, called The Week. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
But there's an op-ed in it that's from yesterday. The title is "The Recurring Problem with the MacArthur Genius Grants." Subhead: Must every genius be liberal?
I mean, you're kind of answering your own question.
Right.
They must not be liberal, but liberals are kind of genius. So
right. Let's see. It says the members of this year's cohort were also predictable. The fellows, chosen by a secretive board of recommenders, are nominally selected for, quote, exceptional creativity, quote, promise for important future advances based on a track record of significant accomplishments, and, quote, potential for the fellowship to facilitate subsequent creative work. But they really seem to be chosen on the basis of political commitment, academic fashion, and prior success with major cultural institutions. That explains why almost all of this year's fellows, including the ubiquitous Ibram X. Kendi, are dedicated to progressive, spelled incorrectly, conceptions of racial justice.
It was spelled incorrectly.
It is progressive conceptions of racial injustice, and several have recently won other high-profile awards. Blah, 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 more haterade. And in conclusion,
I'm a fucking hater.
Right. In conclusion, that's a long way from the program's original purpose of liberating some American Einstein from the drudgery of the patent office. It's also a compelling element of the case that the commanding heights of American philanthropy have been captured by a pseudo-religious ideology that does not justify the regulatory and tax advantages the MacArthur Foundation and its counterparts enjoy. Like breathless coverage of the grants, criticism of the fellows seem like a broken record. One day, though, it may break through with serious consequences for our self-appointed priesthood.
Can I just say that I don't recall a single thing that you just said.
Yeah, like, because it was all shit.
It was all shit, and it was just pasty and haterous and sit all the way down, sir.
Right, a whole bunch
Tell
of
us you're angry. And no one thinks you're a genius without telling us that you're angry.
A whole bunch of hateration in the MacArthur dancery.
That's in the MacArthur dancery. So I'm just kind of scrolling so y'all can see.
Yes. Okay, Desmond Meade.
I mean, and of course, Ibram Kendi got one. Like,
of course. Yeah. And lots of historians and history of race.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole blob of white text on white pages. That's basically what it was, Jazzy. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's just like, folks are going to find a way to hate that. Smeared with white tears. Womp womp.
Right. Did not take a genius to follow or maintain a blueprint. See, and this is why Black joy is so important.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and preach a sermon about it.
I mean, it just is. It is important that we show it. It is important that when we feel it, we act it out and we share it with everybody, because we can't have nothing.
Mm-mm.
We can't have nothing.
No.
You just shat on all of these people's bodies of work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have one.
Okay. I need to find something because I need you to share it with the people. And I don't think I have the ability to. But
let me stop this share.
But it's something you just said about why Black joy is so important. And let me see if I can find it. And it's, first of all, if you don't follow Plies on Instagram,
or Twitter.
Oh yeah, because Plies is a purveyor of truth. Let me just say it. Huh?
Yes. I was saying what up to Oh So Salty.
Oh, hey. So let me see if I can put
if you put the link in the chat. I mean, I guess you could email it to me.
Here I'm going to put it in the private chat because for some reason it's not letting me comment in the main chat. I don't know what's going on.
Private chat.
Right next to the comments.
I'm like, it says private chat. Y'all, I'm rusty. I mean, what can I say? Rusty.
But this right here gave me all my life last week or whenever it was, a few days ago. And it's about Black joy, okay?
Hold on, let me
please, I hope you can share it.
Up.
Mm-hmm. Ready for a real good time. Okay, let's see. All right, let's get some volume.
All right, hold up. Where is my volume button?
I don't know if he's even muted. He might be still.
Well, it's my computer. I think the volume of my computer is like turned all the way down.
Okay.
It's asking me a lot of questions I don't know the answer to. I just want to turn it up.
Anyway, y'all. So while she's doing that, yes, if you don't follow Plies, get your life. He's not always going to be politically correct, and he's not always going to use language that's safe for work, but he's going to get y'all right and make you think about some stuff in a way that you may not have been thinking about it before.
Okay, I don't know how to make it because
scroll back up. Scroll back up. It looked like it was muted. Hover back over the image of the video. Well, I need you to scroll back up and hover. Down to the bottom. I'm sorry. Let me be more specific.
Okay.
Yeah. The bottom of the working video. We're gonna get this together. Of the video that we're trying to watch. The bottom of the video we're trying to watch. There you go. Now hover. See, it's muted. All right, now take it back.
All right, we are in business.
All right, here we go.
White motherfucking America. Let me bring you up to speed on something. Cause maybe not all y'all, but I don't think some of y'all really understand how rude and disrespectful what I'm about to say really comes fucking across. And on behalf of the sisters around the motherfucking world, let me just say this for y'all. Dear white America, stop when you see 2, 3 motherfucking sisters in a 4, 5-star motherfucking restaurant, something of value. Stop walking your motherfucking ass up to them, asking them, so what's the occasion? Balling is the motherfucking occasion. How about that? Stop thinking y'all only motherfucking people with some motherfucking money, man. What's the occasion? Balling. That's the motherfucking occasion. Jim motherfucking Jones. Yeah, balling. Y'all the only motherfucking people got some motherfucking money that can come. You don't ask motherfucking carrying them that. When 3 of them motherfucking sitting down so when 2 of them motherfucking big ass Louis Vuitton purses fake, you don't motherfucking ask them what the occasion. If it's a motherfucking occasion, they'll let you motherfucking know. If it's somebody's motherfucking birthday, you gonna motherfucking know it, cause they gonna turn up in this motherfucker. Don't use that bullshit as excuse. What's the motherfucking occasion? We get money. That's the motherfucking occasion. I'm thinking y'all the only motherfucking people with some money. These motherfucking sisters get some motherfucking money too. They can come in this motherfucking Tuesday night if they want to just come in and get something to eat in a drink. You don't ask no motherfucking 2 men that. When I sit down, me and my motherfucking homeboys, you don't come asking us what's the motherfucking occasion. Wish you would ask me what the motherfucking occasion. I buy this motherfucker. That's my motherfucking tell you the occasion is. Shit disrespectful, man. Stop walking up to people with that bullshit.
I love him.
Yes.
I have a nice motherfucking day. Yeah.
There you go. Hey.
Let me
hold up.
Speed on.
Nah, I can't stop it.
Maybe not all y'all. I think some of y'all really understand.
How do we do this?
And disrespectful.
You gotta
I'm about to say,
click on it.
really
Yeah, there you
go. It's just gone. It's gone.
They gotta take us out of there. But okay, listen. If you think that's not gonna be my response, next time somebody say what the occasion is, balling. If you think that's not gonna be my response, then you are wrong. I love it because it's just like we out here living our lives too. We out here doing shit, spending money, being happy, being joyful,
doing hood rat shit with our friends,
doing ratchet shit with my friends, and I get to do that.
Who also have money. Or the time to spend my money.
Or there you go. I saw a post on social not that long ago that just said, have you ever been out to eat with women who have a good job? They buy everything on the menu and guacamole is on everything.
Now, I don't fuck with guacamole, but yes. I want to sample this from the cocktail. Bring me one of those.
Right.
Bring me one of those after this.
Right. Okay. You know what? This one was okay, but what do you recommend? All of that shit. I'm trying what you recommended. I'm trying what my friend recommended. Yeah, but I loved it.
Bring me both. Just bring
Black
me both.
joy, just all the joy, because folks like the weak are over here trying to shit on all our joy all the time.
The hate is so strong. My son told me the other day, he was like, you know what? Being black is lit. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Being black is lit. And I was like, you know what? You just preached a sermon.
Okay. Now, damn it. These are things we did not discuss because we haven't talked in a long time. But we can go on to the next topic. But I got to show you this shirt that I'm going to buy. I just can't figure out how to buy it.
If you can't figure out how to buy it, then you just get somebody to make it for you.
Right. But you know how I am about people's intellectual property.
Oh, sure.
You know, that's my thing. But it says, I'm going to see if I can find it. But it says, being black is lit. It's dangerous, but it's lit.
Yes, when you find out how to get one, I need one.
Yes, I will.
I will cash app you.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
so
I will find it. But anyway,
12 Black Geniuses. That should be the next Broadway play. 12
which
Black
should. I love it. And speaking of black genius,
go on, hit us with it.
Our forever president,
forever,
broke ground on the new presidential center, the Obama Presidential Center. They have highlights on the center's page from the ceremony. But from what I can read of the purpose, I'm sorry, I got something in my eye, but from what I can read of the purpose, this center is going to be more like a community center than any presidential center has ever been.
It's not going to just be a library.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to just be a library. It's going to be, like if you mix presidential library with Boys and Girls Club.
With coconut oil and
shea
butter.
Shea butter.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
it's right across the street from corporate, right?
Yes. Sounds like a trip, right? Sounds like a road trip.
Right.
I'm here for it. Boy, I don't understand how this man made it through 2 presidencies or two terms, and all the time since, with no personal scandal, and is still out here just
thriving
and representing. And even if you don't agree with all his politics, he is as unproblematic a human being as you can be, right?
Absolutely. I mean, did we talk about what's the fucking reporter, Maureen Dowd, and her hate on his birthday party?
No. I did. Who was it who recorded from inside the birthday party and then apologized? Erykah Badu? Was it Erykah Badu?
That sounds like something she would do.
Yeah, I think she did. She just got too excited, and I can't blame her. I ain't mad at her.
I mean, Maureen Dowd was so through that she was not invited, and I'm like, why would you be invited?
That's what I'm about to say.
You have been his number one hater from day one. He doesn't have
to play these games anymore with you.
He took pleasure in being like, bitch, no.
Right. These are people these are my actual friends. The people
my actual friends. Really I don't have to be nice to you anymore, Maureen.
Nope.
I don't have to worry about what you're gonna write. I know it's gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah, it's gonna be some bullshit. Guess what? I don't care. Fuck your job.
and your people. Right. And your paper.
Yes. Fuck all of that.
That party looked like it was so fun. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would be mad too if I considered myself part of the literati and was uninvited.
But it wasn't a party for the literati.
It wasn't. It just so happened that there was some literati who are like that.
Right.
Got to go. Mm-hmm.
It was a party for the melanated excellent.
Let me tell you, this is how my petty is set up. I would send people uninvites. You are not invited to this party. Matter of fact,
you are cordially not invited.
I think for my 50th birthday, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send some people. You are cordially not invited to celebrate this milestone with me. We're doing it big. We're doing it huge, and you can't come. And if I see you, you will be escorted brusquely, like Axel Foley. You will be Axel Foleyed.
Not Axel Foley. You will be probably Axel Foley and then Jazzy Jeff. We're going to Axel Foley and then Jazzy Jeff your ass.
And then Jazzy Jeff your ass. Yes, very, very uninvited.
Oh my gosh. That is great.
Okay. But we started out about the groundbreaking. So that was amazing. I'm glad to hear that because I know there have been several delays, none of which was about funding.
No, I think there's a lawsuit. I'm not sure. I didn't look too deeply into the lawsuit, but it don't matter because ground is broken.
The only
Here
thing
we
that
go.
Obama should have worn the tan suit to do it. That would have
Oh,
been just chef's
he
kiss.
should have worn the tan
And
suit.
Michelle should have worn her arms out.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the closest as they've gotten to a scandal on him, and yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah. Um. So, the melanated excellence. These segues are just you line them up, and I'm knocking them down. But melanated excellence is on going to be on display come February 22 when Super Bowl halftime. First of all, I don't remember the name of the stadium, but whatever the stadium is, it's in Inglewood. Okay, there it is. But it's in Inglewood. So how are you going to have the Super Bowl?
Wait, let me find the music. I'm just going to play a little bit of it.
Okay.
Because I know we'll get in trouble if we play more.
Right. I think you get like 15, 20 seconds. I'm not sure.
What is the damn name of the song? I'm struggling.
We all struggling, and it's okay.
I just gotta. Okay.
What?
I'm looking for the song.
Oh Lord.
Is it this?
I can't hear anything.
Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E. Nah, nigga. Guess who's back?
That.
Okay. Get it shut down. But yes, go ahead.
Yes. So you can't have the Super Bowl in Inglewood and have, Bruce Springsteen as your halftime show. I mean, you just can't. It doesn't make sense. So Jay-Z's Rock Nation had something to do with helping this come to pass. But for this year's halftime show, we will have Snoop. We will have Kendrick. We will have Eminem. And we will have MJB. I mean,
and Dr. Dre.
And Dre. Well, duh. And Dre.
I was like, and Dr. Dre.
and Dre. And Dre. I mean, motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. No. So we're saying in the comments, it's going to be a madhouse. Yes, it is. Explosive West Coast shit. Absolutely.
Inglewood.
West Inglewood, but you hiding, Diva. So you're not gonna be out in the streets that day. Right.
It's gonna be lit. Oh, it's
right.
I think it's probably gonna be right up there with Prince performing Purple Rain in the fucking rain. I mean,
absolutely. So here's the real question: how many seconds of a delay do you think they're gonna have on that?
About 14.
Yeah. About
Snoop not saying the N-word.
Yeah.
How's it gonna happen?
There's always going to be a delay. I mean, this was gonna be probably the longest delay they've ever had planned.
So I have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's absolutely no shade to Mary J, but how does she fit in with this aesthetic?
She fit in because we needed a diversity of gender. That's how she fits in.
Because I was just like, I mean, again, but everybody else I get, and Dre produced them all.
Exactly.
And maybe he produced something by Mary J. I don't know, or for her, but
maybe.
Yeah, she lives out in LA, but she reps, East Coast. That's the only reason I'm like, I mean,
absolutely. And we don't put her in that group with them. We put her in the Diddy group. We put her in the the bad boy cadre. But I mean, I think we needed a diversity of gender. I don't know who else they would have gotten who has the prestige as her.
And I want to see her knock Need out there.
Oh yeah, she gonna be out there doing her dance. It is going to be bananas. Here for it all. Yeah, exactly, D. Look, they wanted a big name female. So it reminds me, so we have tickets here for One Music Fest next weekend, which is a pretty well-known festival. Happens to be run and led by a person who is a friend of ours. And this year, I just got a notification yesterday that there's going to be another concert this weekend, the exact same time in Atlanta as well, Freaknik. So we have one music fest going with a bunch of people who I don't. I mean, I'm going to be there, but there's a bunch of people I don't know and some people I do because I've officially reached that threshold where I'm like, who this is? I don't know who these people are. But then Freaknik, which is this concert is hosted by Jermaine Dupri, and it has all the other people who we really want to see in it. Yes, they are really bringing back Freaknik, but it's the same weekend. Atlanta is going to be a COVID hotspot this week, more so than usual.
And the beauty of Freaknik was there was no social media.
Right.
Therefore, your behavior might have been photographed, but it wasn't instantaneous. Your employer was not likely to find out, or your college administrator.
Thank you.
So yeah, the tales are just that, they're tales. Like, oh yeah, they were dudes and they were doing this, and they were girls, they were doing this. They're just tales. Now I'm fearful of Freaknik.
So this is going to be a one music fest. Her, Lil Wayne, the Isley Brothers, Burna Boy. I'm sure Meta knows who these people are. Ari Lennox, Ty Dolla $ign, The Lox, Young Dolph, French Montana, Jacquees, Big Boy, Too Short, Big Crit, Currency, Childish Major, Masego, Lucky Day, Kirk Franklin, SWV, Amari, Young Dro, Fabo, Crime Mob, Travis Porter, Tiana Majors, Tone Stith, Maeda, Asian, T-Mar, Brianna Castro. I don't know these people. So there, and it's hosted by Big Tigger and a few other people. So that's one music fest. All right. Then JD, I don't know what he was thinking or why he did this, but the Freaknik concert, Juvenile, Too Short, Dungeon Family All Stars, Trina, Trick Daddy, Bun B, 8 Ball and MJG, 2 Live Crew, Lil Scrappy, Paul Wall, Young Dro, Mike Jones, East Side Boys, Kizzy Rock, I know, 95 South, Trillville. Let me see. I mean, just Phil Mobs, 69 Boys. I mean, come on.
Phil Mob.
Yep. Franchise Boys, MC Shy D, Raheem the Dream, Kilo Ali. Right. Kilo Ali, Ghetto Mafia. Right. I want to go now. That's an our generation Freaknik. Exactly, Diva. But now I'm just like, why would they do this the same weekend? That just seems fucked up.
So I feel like they started talking about Freaknik a while back, and they talked about doing it in October. So and then they kind of went away from it early spring, I guess, when shit was looking bad.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why One Music Fest was going to fill that void this particular weekend. Like, I don't know. I mean, that just seems odd. And the person who puts on One Music Fest is in the know. It's not like I was doing some shit over here and JD was doing some shit over here. And same weekend. It's kind of like next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend. One Music Fest is the 9th and the 10th. Freaknik is the 8th through the 10th.
Damn. Well, I ain't going to none of that shit. So,
and while Tigger is hosting One Music Fest, V103 is doing promo for Freaknik. I don't know, but hot spot. That's where we're gonna be in a hot spot this weekend.
yeah, buddy.
Yes, Tigger.
Yeah, he's on the radio in Atlanta now.
Yes, he is absolutely still around. But One Music Fest is absolutely every year, and I think it was because of COVID that it was pushed back too. But yeah, I agree. It's not like the organizer is not in the know. Yeah.
Where are these dueling events occurring?
Right. Okay, so let's see where Freaknik is. It says back in the AUC at Morris Brown.
Okay.
Okay, didn't know.
All right.
Yeah, so
I guess Jermaine, that wasn't cool, but okay.
yeah, I know. Anyway, on
So R. Kelly's off the streets.
right. I'm gonna sip my literal tea.
They got R. Kelly for all of it. They got him on Rico.
Yeah.
If any of y'all ever watch General Hospital, you know that shit's not cool. You don't have to have a legal degree. You hear Rico, and you're like, oh shit, let's get the gangsters on.
Hubs was like, I said, you heard about R. Kelly the other day? He was like, yeah, they got him on racketeering. I was like,
no,
that's not all they got him on.
You got him on the R, the I, the C, and the O.
Yeah.
All of that.
And sex trafficking.
And
yeah, they got him on all the ands.
all of it.
So we're here for that. But yes, popping bottles on that. But let me digress to they tried it just a moment within the here for it. May I do that? Yeah,
May. Bye, knuckle.
Okay.
What Jazzy said.
How is his attorney gonna come to the closing arguments and equate what R. Kelly is going through to what MLK went through? I need somebody with a law degree in here to tell me how that's conscionable.
Does is it Bernice who's on Twitter?
Yeah.
Does she ever get tired of telling people to keep her daddy's name out they mouth?
I mean. Oh, let me see if I can find it.
It is a full-time job.
Yes.
And then, here's what's even better. And I just refused to even look into this thread because I was already mad. But somebody had the unmitigated gall to accuse Dream Hampton, the person who spearheaded the surviving R. Kelly TV shows, documentary, of saying something about, coming for our Black men or something. She's on TV caping for R. Kelly. She was like, okay, that is not what I said. That's not what I did. I was like, I'm not doing this today.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that because I don't even know how, whatever she said, there's no way that's what you heard.
Right. Or
they were like,
there's a way that's what you heard.
Her always does this. They said the same shit about Cosby. I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
Let's get back. I have something on Cosby for you too, but wait a minute. So his lawyer compared him to MLK in the closing arguments, saying both men held the government to account, and he urged the jurors to be courageous
in letting him back onto the street to terrorize more women.
Yeah, what Jazzy said. What Jazzy said.
Yes. Word approved.
Yeah, approved that.
Approved.
How do you fix your mouth? You have to know that that's going in the paper. When you wrote that on your legal pad, I'm assuming all lawyers still use legal pads. When you wrote that on your legal pad, you had to know that was going to be in the news later. I can't.
I'm just going to put up what she said. That way I don't have to say it.
Right. That.
Yes.
So
anyway, he's going away for a long time. Well, hopefully. I think that the minimum is like 10 years, but that's, he could get that per count. Like he could and deserves to die in prison. And I'm gonna just put that out there. I'm gonna just say there's no gray area where that's concerned.
Now, I don't know if you saw Gayle King recently re-interviewed Azriel or whatever her name is, one of his victims, who on the previous interview with Gayle King was just like, he ain't do none of that. You know, she was real defensive. Well, Gayle King recently re-interviewed her, and she was just like, yeah, I lied about all of that. And Gayle was like, what do you mean? Well, she said, what do you mean was a lie? She was like, all of it. Right, really. But she said that he coached them. What? That he coached them on what to say. And so Gayle was like, well, give me an example. She said, well, for instance, anytime, she said we would have to we would rehearse, like we were on the stand or whatever, we would rehearse. And if he didn't like an answer or whatever, then he would tell us exactly what to say. And he would have us recite it over and over again. And she said, so for instance, if you were to ask me about my sexuality, then I was supposed to say, I'm not here to talk about that. And Gayle said, that's exactly what you said in our interview. She was like, well, that's what we were told to say. Right. She says, that's what we were told to say on that particular question. So yeah. I don't know that anyone believed you then, right. But now really nobody's gonna believe anything you say. Your credibility is shot. But please tell me you heard first. Okay, I'll start by saying that all of the news outlets said that Cosby made this statement about R. Kelly. Comes out later, it was his spokesperson for Cosby. I can't remember exactly how they're related, but he said it with his chest. He was like, Cosby didn't say it. I don't know how he feels about it. That's not my concern. I said it and I meant it. And I get to say it because it's my First Amendment right. Basically said that R. Kelly was said that R. Kelly was railroaded.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, because they're all out for book deals. Which is that the new? Okay, as a writer, it is very hard to write a book.
Yeah,
it's really fucking hard, and it doesn't matter. It's not easier. Let me put it that way. If you're writing fiction versus nonfiction,
nope.
Okay, and these women are not just gonna write a book about all of this and go cash in. So number one, we should stop saying that. I'm putting that in the chest with doing my research on COVID vaccines, and I'm locking that up and I'm hurling that bitch into the ocean because we're gonna stop doing that.
Yes.
Secondly, if I was inclined to read one of said books, I would only read one. So you would think that the race would be on. There's somebody, mine coming out, no mine. So this idea that 30-something women are in it to write books, to tell their story, like, okay, we got it. And I don't want to read it over and over. I don't. Your bombshell is not. You know whose book I would read? Sunshine. Was she? No, not her.
I know
was involved.
Who's what?
Her niece was involved.
Oh yeah. I don't remember, but yeah.
Her. I would read her shit because she's like, I've been told y'all about Robert.
Right.
I've been told y'all shut me down. My career got ruined. Yeah. The whole nine. And that entire song was him telling y'all how he behaves, and y'all were like, oh yeah, we in the club.
Okay. Exactly.
I think it is Sunshine. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it is. It is. And so, Jazzy, I'm interested on your take on what Deb just said about they ought to get him on witness tampering too. Is that even a possibility from your estimation? Because if he did coach them on what to say, I mean, they weren't. I don't think Azriel was actually a witness on the stand. Well, maybe she was. I don't know. But I know she was interviewed by. So I don't know why he wouldn't have put her as a witness on the stand for his side. And
there was somebody with her in that last interview too, right? It wasn't just her. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. I was like, okay, can we not?
Yeah. I'm sorry to bring they tried it into here for. We are here for the fact that he has been
that he's getting sent up. He's getting ran.
Right. That part.
Go directly to stay in jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yes. Now you have to tell me about this next thing. I don't know anything about this $741 date.
I am going to put the receipt up because And I put it in the here for it because I'm like, if you can get somebody to spend $741 on you for dinner on the first date, you
On the
are
first date.
you are in a different.
Are you in the NBA? Are you?
Right, like, and if you are, like, that's just not advisable. You might know this restaurant. It's in Atlanta.
Let's see.
Hold on.
What's the restaurant?
Hold on. Steak Market.
My brother and sister-in-law were there yesterday. I've never been there, but I saw. No, but I saw what my brother had a 14 karat gold steak, and the pictures are on Instagram. You can go see it. So I had never heard of it until I saw their Instagram yesterday, and I was like, "What is this? It looks fun."
I don't know what a Casamigos. Oh, that's tequila. Lemon drop. $27. One drink. I need to know what comes with that drink.
Right. An orgasm.
$180 golden mignon. I'm assuming this is the steak.
It must be what Mo had. Oh,
$380 when you're just gonna shit that out in a couple of hours.
Wow, I'm blown away because I'm telling you, I just saw the pictures and I did not. Wow.
Lobster, mac and cheese, and a sundae. Dude, for $65. Listen, first date.
Now, not a $400 steak. No.
It needs to come with some perks.
It really does. Now, what's funny is,
with some serious perks.
Now, we were in Italy last month. Was it last month? Yeah, last month. We were in Italy and we went to a restaurant that was listed as one of the best 100 best steakhouses in the world. Okay. Hubs got a giant like bone-in ribeye, or that's not even what it was, because I don't know what it was. I don't know steaks. I don't eat them. But there was one section of it that was a fillet, and another section of it that was something else, and the bone was in. Mm-hmm. Got all that, and I promise you, his steak cost half that.
Steak wrapped in gold,
and it was like this big a steak. Bigger than my head.
I saw the picture, and it looked so good. But also, like, I can't eat all that.
Right.
Number one. And I'm gonna tell you, even though I said I was here for $741 on the first, I'm scared of what the pro quo was, what the quid pro quo was.
You know it. Yeah. You're not scared of it because clearly she wasn't scared of it. But my question is, does gold taste good?
I don't think you're supposed to ingest it. I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Right? I'm just like, if gold tastes good, I guess I see it. But if it don't taste good, what's the point?
We're not talking about the little flecks at the bottom of Goldschlager. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the glitter that they put on some cake and be like, oh, it's gold. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not.
With wine pairings, Jazzy. That with the wine pairings. And you over here just having the little Casamigos and a lemon drop, or a lemon drop with Casamigos, and it looked like.
Somebody had the steak, and then somebody had mac and cheese, lobster mac and cheese. And if y'all split the steak, see, this is one of those things that with maturity, you don't split meals.
Yeah.
You get your own shit. You also don't get to take it home. They come and clear their shit away, and you like, okay.
Right. And go overseas and be like, can I have it to go? They'd be like, a what? A takeaway? You want to take away?
No takeaway.
Oh boy. Okay, I guess.
Well,
I guess that's how y'all roll.
Shit.
As my daughter would say, I guess pop off then. So to the $741 meal, I say, pop off, I guess.
It's nice work if you can get it.
Right. Excuse me.
Now, I don't know anything about these last two.
Oh,
One of
okay.
them is really sad because I live out here, but I'm such a transplant to California.
No, that's okay.
I did vote in the recall bullshit ass election.
Why do you say it was bullshit ass?
Because it was. I mean,
Yeah.
the Republicans are so like not even slick. You can't win in a straight up fight, so you do this recall bullshit.
Yeah.
Every so they did that when I was out here in 2001. They were doing that shit. And it was all these people. Gary Coleman ran for governor during that.
Oh yeah,
bullshit.
That's right.
Go again. Okay.
Well, so there is in Manhattan Beach, California. There's
Los Angeles area. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's a section of the beach called Bruce's Beach that was in the 20s taken away from the Black family who owned it and was using it as a resort for Black folks. Gotcha. It was a high-end resort. Mm-hmm. The state took it away, claiming eminent domain.
Of course they did.
Yeah, and it was going to be used for a park. But they took it away in 1920. And the place sat empty. It had not been used until 1948, where it was handed over to somebody else, to the government. I can't say exactly what part, but it was handed over to government. Newsom just signed some legislation that gives the Bruce's Beach back to the family.
Fantastic.
Almost 100 years later, apparently there were like 6 descendants of the family there for the signing and the ceremony. But, folk are saying, this is a big step in the idea toward reparations, giving people back. I mean, think about it. This was a resort town, a thriving resort area that the family could have made millions and millions off of, affecting the generational wealth of their whole line. But it was snatched up from them using eminent domain, which, let's not act like people don't still use eminent domain now.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. To take shit that's not theirs. And I mean, that could start a whole conversation about, is this land really ours? But anyway, you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm here for it because the family is getting their land back, and maybe they can try to start to correct what was done to them 100 years ago. So yes to getting your shit back.
That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that.
I know. And I'm actually really surprised, I will say, because
hold on now. Yeah, come on. You're taking us too fast now. Bring back land. Now make it work.
Right. But I'm really surprised because it does set a precedent, right? Mm-hmm. Regarding reparations. And
do Lake Lanier next. Do Lake
Lanier
next.
Right. Really though. Really. Shit. Yeah, let's do Lake Lanier, and then some of the stuff that's related to Central Park. We could do. I mean, if we want to do this, let's do this, right?
Underground.
Yeah.
Let's get it popping.
Yeah. I don't know if you can Google see injustice. 3 separate words though. It's not injustice. It's see injustice exhibit. In New York City, there's this art exhibit that is recently been unveiled called See Injustice. And there's these giant statues of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. I mean, not statues, busts of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and John Lewis. And it's in New York. But it's presented by this organization called Confront Art. And they basically, that's what they do. They use art to confront social justice issues. But it was so amazing to me, that you look at these busts and you think how these people have become such American icons, right? Were you able to find it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get a picture of the actual.
You know what? You may be able to get a little video on.
I'd rather not fuck with video right now. Let's see. I think I got something.
Okay.
Now, if I can get it over here. And what happened to listen?
But I wonder though, have we elevated these people to martyr status? But I mean, well, certainly we've elevated them to martyr status. Do we feel like their martyrdom has affected anything? Has it changed anything? Is it going to change anything? Or are they just, are we just remembering them every now and then and using them as, there you go. Aren't those gorgeous?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're beautiful. And they're huge.
Yes, you can see from, with the
yeah. Click on one of those below that. If I can see that Breonna Taylor one right there. I mean, can you imagine being immortalized like this and why she was immortalized? I mean, seriously, what do you think? Do you think that their deaths, while we've created these literal figures, these literal icons out of these people, have their deaths changed anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's important to keep talking about them because we don't want it to have been a moment. And that's what it's starting to feel like.
That's what exactly it's starting to feel like. Yeah.
It was fresh on everybody's minds and we should do better and we got to do this and we got to do that. And then, we flip the calendar and then we got, white people acting a damn fool and we back talking about that shit. And, this is like, well, I mean, what? The officer's going to jail, what else do you want? And it's starting to tip into that. Why are y'all always talking about this? Or why are we still talking about this? And so, I mean, I think it's important to not just make them, icons, but talk about their iconography, I guess. I mean, like talk about why we keep talking about them, why it's important to keep talking about them.
I feel like a lot like what you just said, like it's turned into a moment. I mean, certainly all of the uprising around George Floyd's death was a moment, and maybe even a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
But is it over? Is that moment over? What's to precipitate? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a person in America who hasn't heard their names and don't know with what their names are associated. I know it's huge, literally and figuratively. Jazzy, they have jarred us out of complacency, but and now that they are household names, now that they are figures we know and names that people throw around whenever it's convenient, are we not back to being complacent? We're just complacent with their names in our lexicon. I don't know.
Well, and I think that, we are good about keeping it going, but we're not the ones who need to keep talking about it or need to keep it in the forefront because we're hyper aware. I mean, there's names that we can call from decades past.
Right.
But, it's still fresh. It's still, we were talking about Rodney King the other day and not about him as much as the officers who took breaks while they were beating him and, tagging each other out and, doing all, and it was just like, okay, nobody's talking about that anymore. Rodney King died and, that was 25, 30 years ago. Why are we still talking about it? We're still talking about it because it's still happening. We're still talking about it because y'all wanted us to believe it was an isolated event and that, these sorts of things don't happen. But even then, those sorts of things happened,
Right. Certainly we need to keep talking about it. What about how do those conversations look though? Are those conversations continued outrage, or are those conversations with an agenda, so to speak?
I think at this point it has to be more of an instrument of education. Like,
Mhm.
We do have to move past the outrage. Like, yeah, we can definitely still be angry about it. We're still angry about it.
And
But
we're like the Hulk. We're always angry, right?
right, exactly. We're always angry. But we have to get to we have to be able to talk about it so we can encourage people to talk about it. Like if it's just, well, what about George Floyd? Y'all killed him. And nobody can talk to anybody that way. The same way they're like, well, you guys are always harping on George Floyd and he was this and he was, so we're just chasing our tails at that point. So I think we have to start getting to the place where it's like it's instructive, where it's okay, here's a thing that happened, and here's it's kind of an inflection point because something different happened in that one. Like whoever recorded Rodney King getting beat down, we don't know that person's name. I don't know that person's name.
Right.
And now that I say that, I can't think of the young lady's name who
Yeah.
recorded it. But people stepped up. They didn't stand back and record this and not do anything. People were trying to, and so that's kind of an inflection point of, people are like, okay, that's fucked up. You're not just going to do this.
Yeah.
We're not just going to stand here and watch you. And it wasn't until dude was like, don't come any closer, and waving his like, you see what I'm doing. You see, I'm going to kill this man if y'all come, it's starting to be a standoff as people are starting to feel like I can say something and do something. So I think we have to kind of, poke that a little bit. Like you don't have to stand by, like, in your mind, what's happening is not right. That is a human being that is on the street. And so now I'm not just going to watch, out my window as somebody gets dragged behind a car and feel like, well, I mean, what can I do? People are kind of like, there is something I can do. So let's, focus in on that. There are things that we can do.
Yeah. I saw somebody said we stopped talking about Rodney King. And I would say that Rodney King had a lot to do with that, though. Rodney King became a caricature of his own injustice with his whole, can we all just get along? And it was a lot had to do with mental I don't want to say damage, but I mean, he had some brain damage as part of
brain damage.
I mean, as part of the beating that he took, but they used him as a spokesperson to tell us basically to calm down. And people were outraged. You don't want the person for whom you're fighting to tell you to calm down. You want them to be outraged with you in the fight. So I think that's part of the reason we stopped talking about Rodney King. But so many of them, there, like you said, there's so many names that we have not necessarily forgotten, but we've packed away to put the new names on top of those old boxes. And I just hope that I don't think the names will ever stop coming, but I hope that we find a way to not let these, become emojis for all intents and purposes, where we just, we bring them out to, illustrate how we feel at the moment.
Yeah.
That took a turn, but anyway.
It did. It was supposed to be a well, this is how we kind of descend into they tried it.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Anyone seen the statues in Richmond unveiled this week entitled Free? No, I haven't seen those.
I hadn't either. Me either.
I'll have to look that up before the show is over.
Yeah, absolutely. Change on a larger scale. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's head on into our next block, the B block. They tried it. Let me turn on my fan because I'm cold now.
Listen, so one good thing has come out of me being otherwise engaged all day, every day, and that is I don't have to sit up and do this with people, but they are trying it. And I'm gonna start off with y'all's favorite doctor at Gray Sloan Memorial, Pompeo, who plays Meredith Grey. Now, Ellen, I'm gonna separate her from Meredith because for the first 2 years of the show, I couldn't stand Meredith and wanted her to like die a fiery death, like for wanted her to be narrating the show posthumously.
Yeah.
But Ellen is married to a Black man. His name is Chris Ivory.
Mhm.
And she's been married to him for like 14,
Right.
15 years. They got kids, whole nine. And she's usually like, kind of held out there. She holds herself out there as, an ally.
Mhm.
She's very vocal. But recently she did a very Gina Rodriguez thing. And when I started scratching underneath the surface of this Gina Rodriguez thing that she did, there were more Gina Rodriguez things that she had done. Like, what?
Really? Now, she was on Red Table Talk one time, basically saying, I'm an ally. I don't know everything. I'm gonna fuck shit up. But hopefully when I do, somebody can correct me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that she feels that way, because
please
she absolutely got corrected this week when so she has a new podcast out, and I don't know if this happened on her podcast or if she was on somebody else's podcast, but she was sitting up kikiing with Patrick Dempsey, and they're McDreamy. They're reminiscing on the good old days, and she was like, I have a good Denzel story, which as soon as you hear something like that, you like, I feel like it's either gonna not be as good as you think it is, or it's gonna reflect badly on him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was I was right on the front and wrong on the back, because it absolutely did not reflect poorly on him. Her, on the other hand, so my question in our notes as we were prepping for the show was, did Ellen Pompeo regress to the mean? I.e., did she just become a basic white woman? So in the interview, she talks about how when he directed an episode of Grey's one time, in the middle of the scene where, Patrick Dempsey's character had done something wrong, and he was having to apologize to Meredith. And she kind of went off script and was like, look at me when you apologize to me. And Denzel was like, cut, listen, you don't direct, I direct. You don't give the direction. Mm-hmm. So she says that this was him going ham on her ass. That's her quote. He went ham on my ass for trying to direct, and he was the director. And so, apparently they exchanged some words. And she said that she was like, motherfucker, this is my show, and this is my set, and this, that, and the third. And then she huffed off and told his wife, Pauletta, like, first of all, who does that?
Right.
But that they had an exchange, and that she was mad at him right now. Okay. So? Right. But that was her story. That was her good Denzel story. And so people are like, okay. Number one, who the fuck are you to be talking to the GOAT like that? Second of all, who told you this was your set?
Right.
At that time, Shonda was still there. Mm-hmm. Debbie Allen was running shit. That's who got, and Denzel was directing that episode. So by my count, that puts you at number 4,
right?
Of whose set it is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So also, what is if that's a good Denzel story, like I had a run-in with somebody's story. So she's like, I have nothing but utmost respect for Denzel. First of all, you can stop calling him Denzel now, because y'all are not friends.
Thank you.
He is Mr. Washington.
He is Mr. Washington. Get that right.
He is Mr. Washington. And so the scuttlebutt around all of this was, this is her talking about, and Denzel went ham on my ass. He should have, because you are not in charge. I know the episode, it was the episode where she got thrown all around the room. Remember, she had that one patient that had, like, something was with him.
Yeah.
And he beat the shit out of her, and she wound up in ICU and some other. Okay, but anywho, yeah, Denzel was like, I'm the director. Don't you tell him what to do. Mm-hmm. Denzel, for his credit, is like, I don't remember none of this. I don't know what she's talking about. But the question became, did Ellen just do the thing where she's like, I can tell stories like this about people because I'm married to, this is not a microaggression. This was not me throwing a white woman tantrum. I'm married to a black man. I have black children. Like, that can't be me. Like, is she doing that thing that she's been accused of before? Apparently, because as you scroll down into this story, she had a run-in with Viola Davis. She was on a panel with Viola and Shonda, and she made some comment about if ignorance leads to something good, then I'll take ignorance. And Viola was like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I've been on the other side of that ignorance before, so no. And apparently Ellen got up and walked off the stage. Like, she's in tears. She's, I got checked. See, it's that type of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be in the conversation, but you still haven't learned that your experience isn't like mine. Like, we could be talking about the exact same thing. And so this is a funny aside, but it kind of fits. So Hubs had he spoke at a meeting one day. He made the comment, I've been black my whole life. So I don't get to, I see things very differently. I don't get to, not be black. And somebody in the meeting missed the whole fucking point and was like, well, I mean, I've been, a white woman my whole life. And right then I put my hand up. I was like, I don't even want to hear what she said after this. Don't you take that phrase and try to turn it into whatever it is you're about to say. And she did turn it into some fuck shit. We disagree about the fuck shittedness of her statement, but she's out here trying to, say that being Jewish has, caused her some consternation, or that some people have, not, treated her in the best light, or something that she attempted to say in relation to race relations. And I'm like, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think we don't get that. That can be true.
It can be true.
Find that on Apple Music.
It can absolutely be true
without your experience being at any way equal to mine. It's not the suffering Olympics. It's not the, you know what I'm saying?
Are people still in the room? I'm not seeing any movement in the comments.
Me either. I can't tell.
Are we still live? Can people still see us?
Yeah, we're still live because I'm looking at us on YouTube right now. We're still live.
Great. All right.
But
I don't have anything to say about Ellen. It's cool. But yes. So, people on Twitter, you don't, yeah.
Okay, I just put a comment in on the YouTube stream to see if it'll come through, but
it hasn't yet.
That's
there it is. Y'all still here?
Yeah. Okay, there it is. Good.
Yeah, if y'all are here, like, send a thumbs up or a smile, or like, it's weird that nobody's saying anything. Anywho,
yeah, that is weird. And over in 10 minutes, no one has said anything. That's super weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, that's Ellen.
Yeah. And here's
so in 2016, she was criticized for using dark skin emojis.
Oh gosh. Why did she say this? Oh my gosh.
White lady, and she said that's a white lady with a black husband. See, that's where I got off right there, because I have had a run-in with a white dude who has told me he's not racist because he's married to a black chick. And I'm like, well, it just proves she has bad taste. It doesn't prove that you,
and it proves that you don't understand what racism is. That's what that proves. Wow. And here's the thing. I think that first her tantrum was about being rich, entitled, and coddled. That's what her tantrum was about first. But those things are also inherent in, or at least not necessarily all of those are inherent in her whiteness, but are privileges afforded to her because of her whiteness. Oh, Ellen.
I know, girl, shutting the fuck up is completely free. Like, that is a story that did not need to see the light of day. It's not funny.
All the way free.
I mean, I'm sure Patrick Dempsey got a laugh because apparently he's a dick, but you know. Oh, okay. There's Diva.
There's someone. We just got a Diva comment. That's so weird. Okay.
We thought we dropped off.
Yeah, good. Yes. All right. So let's keep it moving. To the unending saga of the unvaxxed.
I'm gonna put my bias right out on the counter and say that I'm over the unvaxxed. If you don't want to vaccinate, don't vaccinate. Stop talking. Stop talking about your unvaccinated ass.
Yeah,
because everything that you say after you're unvaxxed proves everything that I think about you to be correct.
Right.
Is he like if you could say I don't have I'm not vaccinated, like I'm done proselytizing. I don't have the energy. You at this point, we're 8-9 months into the people are getting booster shots, and you still out here talking about your fucking research.
That part.
And so,
oh, please tell me you saw the video of Dr. Sanjay Gupta giving it to an RN who said she's unvaxxed and wouldn't be vaxxed. Okay, I'm gonna need you.
I absolutely cannot stomach healthcare professionals and their bullshit around the vax.
Yeah. Well, he gave it to her with the whole seatbelt analogy and really went there with it. He really went there with it.
Good
yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
I just
stay your unvaxxed ass at home. That part.
Stay your unvaxxed ass at home.
And at home from the hosptal too. Just chill the house.
Because I'm getting there.
Right.
We're descending into that. But like, I'm gonna start with Nicki Minaj. And I'm gonna say some harsh things.
Please do.
If you are a Barbie or whatever the
Barb
calls ourselves, if you're one of those people, I said what I said. She didn't go to the Met Gala because you had to be vaccinated. All right. Cool. I mean, you didn't go. You made a choice. That was the rule. You made a choice. Why can't it just be that? No. I'm still doing my research.
Because
hold that, because I'm coming back to the research. You know, I'm not letting that shit go.
Okay.
Because she has a cousin who was gonna get married in Barbados. Okay.
No, it wasn't her cousin. It was her cousin's friend.
Oh, okay, great. Even better. Cousin's friend who was engaged to be married, who got the vaccine and became sterile.
His testicles.
His testicles shrunk. That's what it was. His testicles shrunk, because I was like, how the fuck did you find out you were sterile?
Did they shrink or were they inflamed? I guess they shrank. Yeah. Okay.
And then his fiance was like, no. And all of this is because of the vaccine. Okay. Trinidad, where she's from, heard that story and was like, hold up. Came out and was like, that shit's not true. There's no cousin. There's no person. This did not happen. And then the White House was like, please, let's have a conversation so that you can not, to your 800 bazillion followers, be
spread misinformation.
So then, of course, that turned into a whole separate brouhaha, because she tweeted to her people that they, had invited her, and the White House was like, no, we didn't invite you. We said we were going to call you.
We invited you to a phone call.
Right. I don't give a shit about any of that. Here's what I want to say. What constitutes research? That is the central question. Because if your research does not involve a peer-reviewed journal,
right?
If it doesn't involve your physician, let's just start there. And a peer-reviewed journal, not Joe Rogan,
nope,
not Donald Trump, not
Facebook
Kyrie
video.
Irving, not Facebook, not Twitter, not any of that. That is not research. That is gossip. That is hearsay.
Yes,
These
it
are the
is.
same people who have told you to take ivermectin, which I'm also coming to. Every time I hear somebody say research, I grind my teeth a little harder. Like I lose some enamel because I'm just like, what are you talking about? What are your sources? I would like to read them. I want to know how everybody became a scientist overnight. What are you researching? You have put uncleaner things in your mouth, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, yeah.
You have put uncleaner things in your body.
Uncleaner. We going with that, okay?
Uncleaner. You have put, you don't know what's in your vitamins. You don't know what's in your statin. You don't know what's in your birth control pill.
You don't know what's in the tattoo ink.
You don't know what's in that. You don't know what's in a Big Mac, a quarter pounder, a Caesar salad. You don't know what's in any of that. You don't know what's in Twizzlers.
Right.
But it's this. This is the thing that, okay.
Yeah.
Doing my research. So all these pro athletes out here that are jobless, Cam Newton, a couple of basketball players that are about to be jobless because their stadiums have said, if you are unvaxxed, you can't sit here. And that includes the athletes, but you're still doing your research. Do you want to get paid?
Yeah. And all of these people out here who are supporting these athletes who are, who are conscientious, ridiculous, but whatever, are the same people who were telling them, stay out of politics, just throw the ball and be quiet. But now,
and this whole, it's personal. Okay. It would be if you would stop talking about it. It would be your business.
Yep.
But you won't stop talking about it, and you won't, as Diva said, stay your unvaxxed ass at home. You know why you won't? Because you can't, because you have a job.
But also, as Diva said, stop going into places, starting fights because you can't walk up in private businesses and do whatever the fuck you want to do, maskless, despite their signage telling you have to. Yeah.
That's all. That's it. So it's a choice. As a business owner, I've made the choice that you have to be vaccinated. As a consumer, you've decided that you don't want to vax. Cool. That comes with a different set of choices, right? It just does. It just is what it is. So Andrew Wiggins, Kyrie, whoever else is out here talking about they not, okay, that's cool. So then what you're saying is you're retiring early because you're under contract. So you're not just going to someone else's team who doesn't care. Because guess what? If that team plays in Brooklyn or in San Francisco, you can't play that game.
You can't show up for the game.
You're a liability. If you are unvaxxed and you refuse to mask up and follow the rules for the unvaxxed, and you come back and you get your team sick, or you test positive or whatever, what do you want from people? And that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm in the place now where I'm like, it's your choice. It has always been your choice to get vaxxed or not, but that choice comes with a certain set of consequences.
Yeah. Did you see the video? You didn't, but Shaq was talking about Kyrie Irving. And Shaq was basically like, if on my team, he said what you said, you're a liability. You can't get the vax. Get your ass up out of here. Let me see if he says, I try not to bash people. They have their thoughts and opinions. I just try to always set good examples. He said, I took the vaccine, nothing happened. My brother took it. He has underlying conditions. My other little sister took it, has underlying conditions. My mother took it. It's my job as a man to protect, to provide, and love my family. I had the same issues and concerns that other people had, he says, but HIV has been around a long time. There's no cure for that. Cancer has been around a long time. No cure for that. You've come up with this in a year and a half. I have all those concerns. However, I've seen people pass away from this. People close to me. We all have the right to make our own decision. We all have the right to say what we want. And sometimes when it doesn't line up to how it should line up, people have a problem with that. I'm at a point in my life where I understand all the issues. So I don't criticize you guys. If that's your stand, that's your stand. I understand and respect you. I'm not going to bash you about it. But I wouldn't want to be part of a team that couldn't get together and couldn't win a championship because you did this. Mm-hmm. If I was on the team and if I was a guy that had say on the team, I would say, you have to get him out of here. He's a distraction. Talking about Kyrie Irving. Mm-hmm. If everyone else on the team could do it, he should think about that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's, if you work in your basement and you never go anywhere, literally like Sandra Bullock in The Net, you can say it's personal and you can say it's not going to affect anybody because you never leave your domicile. But that is not, we can't be out here raging against the machine and shutdowns and, you know, quarantine and all of that and be openly irresponsible. And
that's what it is, openly irresponsible.
And expect for other people to bow down and kowtow to my whims. That's the part. So Nicki, don't be mad that you couldn't go to the Met Gala because there was a vaccine mandate. You made a choice.
Yep.
You could have gone and gotten vaccinated and been up in place, you know, which shit on. You could have, but you decided not to. That's it. It's you accepting your FOMO. You're gonna miss out on some shit.
Yep.
You just are.
And you know what?
Be okay with that.
And I have FOMO having been vaccinated. There's still some shit I'm not gonna go to because y'all are out here reckless as fuck. And so I'm choosing to sit at home, and I have some FOMO sometimes. I see people out living their best lives, and I want to be out living my best life too. But I also want to live.
But I want to live.
Yeah.
So Sage Steele, my favorite ESPN analyst, psych. She said on Jay Cutler's podcast, Jay Cutler is this, you know, ornery former quarterback for Chicago, that she only got vaxxed because she didn't want to lose her job at ESPN. So on the one hand, I'm like, okay, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, you did what you had to do to keep your job. You were not willing to lose your job behind getting a vaccine. But, you know, she's basically like, I held my nose and did it. I, you know, disagree with these draconian mandates. And, you know, I think that this is just crazy and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, there's more people being, you know, getting killed in Chicago every day. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about vaccines. Bitch, sit down.
Right.
Sit down. Sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know how we were just talking about white people who are married to black people who think, you know, that somehow they get a pass. Sage is a black woman who's of mixed heritage, married to a white man, and she is the exact same way. She is like, I have further diluted my gene pool. I'm closer to this now, and I'm buying in. I'm doing all that. She is always on the wrong side of some shit. And then had the nerve to be mad last summer when Elle Duncan and some of the other black ESPN personalities did a show about race in America. She was mad that she wasn't invited. Cordially not invited to sit on that.
because every other day of the year you relish in your proximity to whiteness. And
thank you.
Right. She tried it.
She tried it hard.
I will say I'm actually here for this, but they're having to do this because folks out here tried it. California is now mandating students between 12 and 18. They're mandating vaccines for them in order to attend school. And people are, of course, you know, losing their shit about it. But
I mean, y'all wouldn't get, the adults wouldn't do it for themselves to protect the kids. But also, I think I read maybe this morning that it's not etched in stone yet until the FDA comes through with the final approval. But
that's what it is. It's contingent. The mandate is contingent upon full FDA approval. But that's just saying the minute the FDA says, you know, and it's coming, that the mandate goes into place. So
it's not different than all the other vaccinations that
it's not.
That's the part that just kills me about all of this. It's like, it's the same thing. It's not different. We've made it different, but it's not different. It's not different. And Shaq, I think Jamel wrote a piece about, you know, athletes giving other athletes cover for their fuck shit, their fuckery around this. And Shaq did a lot of that in his statement. the reason we don't have vaccines for HIV and for cancer, number one, cancer is a catch-all.
Right.
There's 111 different cancers. You can't vaccinate for
right.
And HIV is a virus. And what have we learned about viruses, ladies and gentlemen, kids, boys and girls? We've learned that they mutate. So the hope of getting a cure, first of all, that word never should have been entered into the lexicon. We've not cured a fucking thing. That we haven't done that. Vaccines don't cure anything. They are protective. They prevent you from getting said thing. So the measles,
but can create a situation in which there is herd or mass immunity if everybody is,
which is what vaccines have done, right? We have not inoculated anyone with an antidote to chickenpox. That's not what we do. Because if that was the case, then none of us Gen Xers would have ever had to suffer with that food.
Right.
Our kids, however, didn't have to suffer with it because they got vaccinated.
Exactly.
No, don't give them the I'd rather them suffer like I did. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, come on. So yeah, we drop these little nuggets and we try to explain, like that video that got posted in our group chat about your girl out here who, she started out strong. She started out explain
what you're talking about.
Okay, so there was some woman in Michigan with some PhD. I don't know what her PhD was in. But apparently it was just scientific enough that she was able to testify before the Michigan State Congress about she was against a vaccine mandate for employers, employers being able to force employees to get vaccinated. And she started out explaining how vaccines work and don't work. She started missing some things, but I can see how if you don't know what we know, if you don't know, the subtleties, you're like, okay, right. And she started talking about the flu vaccine. And she said, the flu changes. Okay, it does. That's absolutely true. When she tried to match it up to the COVID vaccine, though, she fucked it up because she said, because the virus mutates, it's now a new virus. It's not the old virus. That's not true.
Right.
Because if it was, then there absolutely would be no point to getting a flu vaccine.
Right.
Because the flu vaccine, this year's flu vaccine is based on last year's flu.
Exactly.
It's like the most updated version of the flu that we know. And yes, it's going to mutate because viruses, while not fully, standalone living things, still have the desire to live. Like, so they, we see what you're doing. We're going to do this, right? That's what COVID has done. COVID's like, I mean, we're fucking here. Like, no, you can't get rid of us.
Right.
We're here. Right. But she did all of this hand waving and smoke and mirrors about the flu vaccine. And then she started talking about the Wakefield study and the autism and the vaccines. We don't talk about the Wakefield study as a plus ever. Because it's not. And then she said that the US government shredded 700 pages of documents that proved that Black boys, only boys, were more susceptible to autism because of the vaccine schedule, the MMR vaccine. Very quickly to basically, I'm an anti-vaxxer and you can't make me. Okay, bitch. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing. But I can see how people could watch something like that and think she's got a PhD. She's testifying before Congress. She's Black. She looks like me. She's talking about Black boys. We don't fuck with Black boys.
Right.
And she's talking about, some other stuff. So yes, no vaccine for me.
But this is why you get research from, as you said, peer review journals, because it's not one person's opinion on science.
It's not. If you go to the right site, I think there's a site. It's called the Cochrane site, COCHRANE. You can look up anything you want to on there, and not only will it show you the paper, just below that, put that shit in layman's terms for you.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't know about that. Okay. I
know why you don't go to Nature, because that shit is hard to read. It's hard to read if you got a fucking PhD.
Oh, I hear you, Diva. Yeah, about the spectrum. Oh.
Yeah. it's yeah, you can't let this is not a time where if you're actually doing research, you let somebody else digest it for you and give it to you. So even if I'm the null hypothesis, if I'm going to say the vaccines don't work, then of course let me go look for somebody who has done some research to show that they don't work. Some actual research, not some anecdotal, my boyfriend's neighbors, cousins, sisters, baby cousins, babysitters, nanny.
Yeah. Yes. On the same vein, you have in here life and death. Who gets to decide? Hospitals, apparently.
Yeah. So apparently, in Alaska and a couple of states and a couple of other like continuous states, lower 48, they're so overwhelmed with COVID patients that they have had to invoke. I can't remember what the name of this thing is, but hey, cheetah girl. they've had to just start like triaging people based on who will live, who is more likely to live.
Yeah.
This is the situation when this first started last year that we did not want to come to this.
Right.
And so there are physicians and hospitals and people are having to say, well, not you. You need 24-hour dialysis, but we don't have, we ain't got the space for that. So you got to go over here to hospice. Yeah. We're going to make you comfortable. We're going to do y'all. And the reason is because the unvaxxed are taking up these spots when they become ill. If and when they become ill, they are rushing to their emergency room. They are taking up ventilators, hospital beds, and all of these things. And so when you say to me with your whole chest that it's a personal choice, fuck you. You're the one who needs to be told you can't be here. Are you vaccinated? Okay, then we can't treat you because cancer patients aren't getting treated. People who I read a story about somebody who's basically having a heart attack, died in their car. Like they had to go back because it wasn't severe enough. Like you're having the chest pains, but you're still breathing, let's wait over here. And so it's not just you. That's all I'm saying. It's not it doesn't affect just you because as Jamel Hill said, or maybe it was Lovey, why you not consulting your anointing oils and shit when, if it goes south, why suddenly do you need your physician? You weren't listening to your physician to begin with.
Right. And for me, this is a particularly scary time of year because this is the time of year where the asthmatics in my house.
Yes. Y'all be cutting up.
Cutting up. You hear me?
I saw your post the other day and I had to take a moment because I remember that morning.
Yes.
And it was just like, damn.
Yes. And she's talking about my husband being on life support because of asthma related stuff 11 years ago. But every year around this time, folks with asthma start cutting up, and especially in my house. And there's, I'm knocking on all the wood. There is often a trip to the emergency room or two around this time of year. And so while we're, of course, being extra careful, we're also being extra anxious because were we to have to make a trip to the emergency room, there would be no equipment to serve them because the equipment that they would need is being used right now on folks with COVID.
Yeah. And I just feel like we continue to center people who are making conscious decisions. Again, I am not suggesting, I don't think that we should not be here in a place where we have to look somebody in the face and say, I can't treat you. I'm not treating you. Even the unvaxxed, like I don't wish that on anybody.
Right.
But
because
I am saying
it's a real slippery slope with being able to turn people away. Yeah.
Sure. But look who is assured a spot if it goes south.
That's non-compliant.
Wrong. That's wrong. The non-compliant. That is wrong. That is wrong on every level. When you make this decision, just like I was conflicted about forcing people to have health care. I
Mhm.
think that we should have universal health care for sure.
Mhm.
But if you make a decision that you're not going to pay for health care, here are all the decisions that come along with that.
But people
Okay?
don't understand that. I mean,
They
they
don't.
don't
But
understand consequence.
we should spend more time on
Yeah.
consequence,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
just full picture.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you deciding not to do this thing, the insurance companies, now that there's an FDA mandate, you best believe they are out here like, so your premiums are going up. All these different things that you like, that's not fair. And that's what it is. This is a business.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
they're not in the business of placating you. You make a choice, we make a choice.
Yep.
We made the choice that we're not doing X, Y, and Z thing. And so if you fall into this group, it's what it is, boo.
Like Diva was saying earlier in NYC, if you want to go in somewhere to eat, you got to show proof. The end. Period. You don't go in.
I just passed by a place the other day in my neighborhood that was like, it was a bar, and they were like, yeah, be prepared to show your vaccination card if you're coming in here.
Mhm.
Full stop.
Yeah. Here for it. Okay.
Completely here for it. So yeah, I don't like these death panels that the Republicans are so afraid of.
Yes.
Back in the day, Sarah Palin.
Yes.
Somehow it started in her fucking state.
Mhm.
You better not go to Alaska and get sick, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Alaska's like, you're not 20. You've
Right.
lived over half your life. Go sit over there and let's just see what happens.
Right. What's up with this ivermectin shortage?
Bro, they taking it so much, they're running out of it. They don't have enough of it for the actual beings, the actual mammals that need it. That website that I said, the Cochrane website, first paper on the homepage does
really
COVID. And what the conclusion was, there's not enough information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a no, but it sure as fuck is not a yes.
Right.
They're like,
exactly.
Animals and people and horses are not the same.
Right.
Bottom line. So now there's a shortage because motherfuckers are out here taking ivermectin. Sloughing off their lining, their intestinal lining, and shitting themselves in the store and being like, "Yay, it's working!
Right.
Yay, it's working!" Yeah. And Joe Rogan's out here. Joe Rogan's co-signing it.
Worms.
Yeah,
give me all the virus worms.
Dumbasses. That's all I got. Just dumbasses.
Yeah. I know. Let's shift these next two though. Let's talk a little bit about since we're on the vein of government mandated healthcare, et cetera, et cetera. Let's talk about the government shutdown and how it was avoided by the skin of our teeth, the hair on our chinny chin chin.
It's like snow in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia is always talking about, it doesn't snow here. It snows every fucking year in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Not feet all the time, but there is precipitation that's cold and hard that hits the ground and fucks up traffic and occasionally shuts down school every year.
Right.
Why are we having the threat of a shutdown every year?
Right.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah, every year in every administration.
In every administration. The same time over the same bullshit.
Yeah.
We have no money. We are living on credit cards.
We are. And I think about Social Security every day. Well, not every day, that's a lot, but I think about Social Security and I wonder, when is the day going to come when they say, okay, that's the end. And all the people who have been depending upon it for their retirements, what do we do then? And then all the people who've paid into it for years and years and years, what do we say to them?
That money's gone.
Yeah.
They just haven't told us yet, but that money's gone.
I know, but I'm just saying, one day they're going to have to tell us.
It's like when they say it, it's going to be breathtaking. at how long it took them to say it. Like, are you serious? There's no Social Security. That shit been gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what are y'all doing up there? You're arguing over the Build Back Better bill that costs $1 trillion. What $1 trillion?
It's all play. It's all play.
Smoke and mirrors. And then, see, and this is kinfolk, teammates, allies. This is where we get to really parse that shit out. We have no allies in government. Common people, we have no allies. At the end of the day, with the exception of like Katie Porter and AOC and what's her name? Cori Bush. And a handful of people that we probably could count on our fingers and toes. They are in a completely different income tax bracket than we are. Yeah. Their priorities are completely different, evidenced by what they were fighting over and whether or not they were going to. Nancy Pelosi, I'm gonna let y'all know, it is not cheap to live in my neck of the woods, and I don't live in Nancy Pelosi's neck of the woods. Let me just leave that there.
Right.
They don't have the same urgencies that we have. They make decisions about the things that we should and should not be doing to serve their whatever agenda there is, right? And so, it's like watching them go back and forth with the tennis match and the, minimum wage and the this and the that and the blah and the blah. I'm like, you bitches don't even know how much milk costs anymore.
Right.
You don't know what parking costs. You don't know, what it cost. The building that I lived in Boston, it cost $600 a month to park. So we didn't have a car.
Right.
Because
why?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And so it's that sort of thing that's just like, so you bring all of that into the 11th hour. Y'all have known this day was coming since Biden took office. You have known this day was coming since last time it came. You've known when it was. You've known about the debt ceiling since they had to raise it in whoever's administration. I guess they raised it in 45's administration. I know they did in Obama's.
They did.
You're going to have to keep doing it.
You absolutely are.
Because you keep printing money.
Yep. Jazzy, you know what they're doing, betting the monopoly money.
Yes, exactly. It's all a Ponzi scheme. This whole, let's pit the rich against some of y'all, that's y'all. You didn't realize it, but it's you. You're in that tax bracket. They're not talking about the super rich.
Right.
They're talking about us. Because the super rich are like, I have lawyers to prevent all that. I don't care what so this idea.
I know all the loopholes. I'm good.
You're not willing to revamp the tax code because too many of y'all are benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Nancy, Joe, all of y'all. So, all right. Oh, we're gonna have to close the state parks. I don't go to those. I don't camp. Y'all so happy, whatever her name is. I don't camp. Whatever that girl is whose boyfriend killed her and left her ass in the woods.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, that. This is a horrible segue. Till you said whoever that girl is whose boyfriend killed her left her. But y'all, Kelly Price. What?
Where is Kelly?
Kelly is somewhere. Okay, look, Kelly came on and
we didn't mean it this way. This is kind of how it's on the paper.
So Kelly came on. She did a video where she basically said, I'm okay. But Kelly had the blurred out background, like, the what you do on Zoom and
blurred Zoom background because your room ain't clean.
Right. I was like, it was like that video where Britney, where everybody's like, what's happening to Britney? She came on, she's like, I'm okay, everybody. Everything's fine. I'm perfectly fine. Right? It was like that. And everybody's like,
you're not fine, bro.
Kelly, you're not fine. I don't believe that. It seems like a situation, and this is absolutely me just giving my own opinion, okay? But it seems like one of those situations where the boyfriend is actually a husband. That was something that came out when they were looking for her. You know, everything is public record that they actually got married in November or sometime towards the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like one of those situations where he's just isolating her. And, you know, your family members who, it's not like they were estranged family members.
But she had COVID, right? And she went to a hotel or something.
She left the hospital. Yeah, she left the hospital and went to a hotel or something. Her husband was like, she ain't here, basically. And his sister was like, we have been trying to reach her. And everybody's like, some people just ain't close with their families, but they weren't an estranged family.
Okay. I want y'all to try really fucking hard. If I drop off the grid too far, y'all like call Hubs and she around.
Yeah.
You guess? Like
right.
Get on a plane and come out here.
Or if I text one of your sisters and they're like, we have not heard from her.
Right. In months. We definitely could go days to weeks, but at least there's okay, I'm acknowledging that y'all are texting and I'm missing out on this conversation, but.
Right. Exactly. Okay, Diva. not necessarily isolating.
Yeah. She said isolating?
Right.
Holding her hostage. Yeah.
Right. How about that? Okay.
I mean, what's good? Like what?
Yeah. I don't believe it. It sounded real funky to me, real creepy, and
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see her in a public place after the quarantine period. I'm gonna need to see her in a public place.
Right. Give us a video with some running mascara.
Okay, exactly. All right, guys. Well, we're in our C block now. This block always goes really fast, and we've already been talking to y'all 2 hours. So,
but segment is what y'all watching.
What y'all watching?
Y'all watching because I ain't watching shit.
I know we want to know because there's lots of good shit that has come on. Everything's premiering now. Everything's coming back. And we want to know what y'all are watching. So
I started watching The Wonder Years.
We looking at the comments. I really want to watch it. I want to support it. We said we're not watching. Oh, the Wu-Tang Saga. I've heard about that on the radio. I have not watched it, but I'd love to know, Cheetah, how it is. Is it good?
Is the person who's playing Method Man cute?
Fine.
If they didn't cast him right, it's a no for me, dog.
Black Monday.
That's the show with Don Cheadle and Regina King. Black Monday.
Oh, I don't think I know about this. Okay, you said the first season of The Woo was a bomb. Dave East is playing Method Man. Interesting.
Who is Dave East?
Yeah, he ain't that cute.
Nah, B.
Right. Okay, we're gonna have to look up Black Monday. I'm not familiar with that. I don't think I've ever heard of that. What If? Yes. Now I'm very, very slow on it because, like I said, I haven't been watching TV. So I've only finished like the first 3 episodes of What If. But it is such a good reimagining of the MCU. So yeah, watching that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was thinking that was the show about your man who is like on network television. I have not started watching What If.
No.
The guy that was like, what if your life, what if you had done this or what if you had done that?
Oh yeah, no,
that. Insecure, October 24th. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stack them all up.
Yes, that's the best way, right? Right.
I cannot be strung out on Insecure right now.
Yes. Okay, but you will definitely be watching the Wonder Years. The new season of Titans. Devo, listen, I just learned about the Titans like 4 months ago. I had no idea that it was a thing. We started watching it maybe 3 months ago, and finished season 1. I'm in the middle of season 2. Haven't been watching TV. But I didn't even know that was a thing. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good and dark and I love it. It's DC. But it is really good. I thought it was canceled. I thought we weren't getting any new seasons. So this is good to know. Okay. So yeah, if you fuck with DC at all, I know Marvel is definitely bigger, but this is a really dark take on the Titans. I mean, if you've seen Teen Titans, it's the same. The cartoon, it's the same.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, same characters, but it's live action, almost all the same characters, but very, very dark, and I love it.
It doesn't have to be Black content. I'm just curious.
No. Okay, so you just watched this movie. You watched Fatherhood. I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't either because I feel like I got to be in the mood to cry.
Yes, me too.
I don't have the energy for crying tears about shit that's not real.
Right.
Scene
Okay.
from Marriage. Deb, who is in that? Like,
I don't know that. Tell us who's in Scenes from a Marriage. And I will say, Diva, I'm not a big DC movie fan. I mean, I'm a big Wonder Woman fan, so the end. But if you haven't watched the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, watch it because it's the bomb.
It's amazing.
Yeah, just amazing.
Hydrate, but it's amazing.
Right. Okay.
Jazzy, you said you watched Wonder Years. Yes or no? I mean, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah.
Anybody watching The Big Leap?
What is The Big Leap?
It's Jake from State Farm. No, I'm just kidding. Jake from Scandal. What's it, Scott Foley?
Oh, yeah. It's like a music show. It's like what you would think I would be drawn to because I love that kind of content. But
also I was kind of like, But people online are like, oh my God, it's so amazing.
Really? Okay.
Lack of continuity. Diva, what are we talking about?
Oh, Deb says Jessica Chastain is in the Marriage one.
Automatically is a watch.
Right, absolutely.
I fucks with Jessica.
Yeah. I have not watched Our Kind of People, but I'm hearing I need to watch Our Kind of People.
Right. So I've read Our Kind of People. And so I was excited about this because that book was nonfiction. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. But also I saw Yaya DaCosta as the headlining actress.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
But then I heard that Daddy Pope is on there. So I was like,
right.
And Morris Chestnut. And
what's so funny is Daddy Pope is playing a character who's not, I mean, maybe he will be rich, but from the clip I saw, he was like a very ambitious Black man trying to make it in the world. And the way he speaks, I don't care. I can't believe that about him. You know what I mean?
Oh, snap. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just have to really watch it. And
I'm not up on what Lula Rich is, Jazzy. And Cheetah Girl, were you in the room when we drugged Ellen Pompeo earlier?
Okay.
Also, I stopped fucking with Grace 2 years ago. So right around the time that Shonda left. Please get your MLM pyramid scheme, Po Weezy Treasy Chocolate. What?
She's gotta be talking about Our Kind of People. No.
Oh, Deb said Our Kind of People is a B. Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, Bev too.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
This is good. Lula Rich is on Amazon Prime. Okay. Let's check that one out.
But what are your multi-level marketing pyramid scheme Po Weezy Treasy Chuckles about? What were we laughing about? Is Sisters something by Tyler Perry? Because no. With it.
No.
There's nothing you can say that will
make about the corresponding show called Bruz, and I'm not making that up. It's literally Nope.
Absolutely not. So Queens is starting in a couple of weeks.
I have to support Eve and Brandy, if nothing else.
Absolutely. Even Hubs wants to watch that. So Sisters is not Tyler Perry. Are you sure? Because he definitely had a show called Sisters.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
got dragged for the bad wigs. Recently.
Well, that is a Tyler Perry signature move.
It is. It really is.
I think at this point he does it to troll us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be watching Queens. Like that even looks cute. So
It does.
about the support, but she said, "Oh snap, okay, maybe so." Oh, Lula Rich is the MLM pyramid scheme. Okay, cool.
Okay, got it.
So Dear White People is coming back. I don't know how many of y'all watched that, but this
Well,
season
I
is
just
supposed to be a musical.
Yeah, I saw the trailer yesterday, and I can't remember his name, but the young gay guy, the character who plays the young gay guy, who's the nerdy gay guy, he is singing "Pretty Brown Eyes" mint condition in the trailer, and I was like,
I
I have to watch this.
Oh shit!
I have to watch this.
I gotta study.
I know.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I know.
That means I'm gonna have to watch it today, like all in like
right.
succession. It's musical. It gave me Glee vibes when I saw Logan Browning posted something a while back. So I was like, okay, Glee when it was still good.
Meta said she watched the first episode. And go see your Nobby. Yeah, gotta know. Let us know if it's a go see or not.
Because it's the last season, so I gotta know. I don't know how many people watched Blood and Water. I talked about this. Go see. Okay. Blood and Water season 1. So it's like a teen drama, but it's set in South Africa. All the melanin. It's not shanty town. It's not like they got all the sex, drugs, iPhones, siblings, mystery, the whole nine. It was so cool to, see something set in South Africa that wasn't about us being on our knees in the dirt. And so if you haven't checked this out, go back and watch season 1. You have to, to see what's going on with season 2. But I have not started watching it yet, but I'm happy that it's back. So Squid Game. I saw that come up on Netflix. Somebody break us off with Squid Game. What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
I see it on social media and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, even Meta's like, go see. Yeah, I know it's on Netflix.
And okay. This is good. This is giving me some stuff. I should have been writing some of this down, but I'll
just take a screenshot.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. For real.
Korean show that's been getting rave reviews. Okay.
On
Netflix.
Got it. Okay, Squid Game. Is it when you say it's a Korean show? Does it have?
Is it
right?
Hunger Games. Ooh, shit. Okay.
But
twisted Hunger Games. Like, okay.
How can you get more twists?
Okay, better if there's no explanation. Okay, how many episodes? Are they breadcrumbing it, or they drop the whole thing, or is it a movie?
Better if there's no explanation, just watch it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, key and everything.
Come on, y'all. Is it a movie? Is it a TV show? What is it? That's all I want to know. You gotta give me.
Yeah, just tell us that part. All drop your one. Nice. Okay. There you go. Right. Okay. All right, y'all. We're 2 hours and 8 minutes in.
That's cool. Y'all, I said I had a good 2-3 on the high end hours.
Yes.
To do this.
Yes. And y'all hung with us.
So there was a point where I feel like everybody went and got coffee.
Right. I know.
Like hello. Anybody there?
Yeah, we're glad y'all hung with us. We life is lifing real hard right now, but this is a fun release for us. So I hope that we're gonna try to make a way to get back to doing them more regularly. We don't know how what that cadence will look like, but we're clickbait on Netflix. I've heard that same thing. A lot of people have told me clickbait, and Colby is really into like forensic file, like types of things. Yes. And I've heard that clickbait she needs to watch it because of that.
First of all, I go to sleep to forensic files every night. I'm like, it's almost gotten to the place. I used to watch American Greed because Stacy Keach's voice was like catnip. Just like,
That's so weird.
I know, but it's just so lulling. And so this dude who does forensic files also, but also I'm a science head. So I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh. So something, I fell asleep on it the other night, and Hubs saw a story that the real story is on Netflix. We started watching that last night, called The Staircase. So there's like 13 episodes about this dude who may or may not have killed his wife. I didn't see, okay, Cecil Hotel. Okay. But yeah, if you're into crime jammies.
But I'll tell the girl.
Okay.
No, but I'm not into anime. Caleb and Chandler really are. But I will tell you, I don't know, Diva, if you watch Invincible, but my Hubs has started watching Invincible and really, really digs that. So if you're into anime, as it seems you are, you may really dig Invincible. You've probably already seen it. All right.
I gotta go back and watch What If. I got a whole bunch of shit to watch at some point.
Yeah.
But that's why I have all the streaming services.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, gang, let me.
Oh, yeah. She says it's dope.
All right. Sorry, guys. There's so many windows open on my computer, and you don't need to see all that.
Okay. I'm really screenshotting. Lost Symbol on Peacock. Okay. Oh, based on the Dan Brown novel. Yeah, yeah. That has somebody of color in it. I remember seeing the preview and be like, oh. I don't know, but yeah. Okay. I'll check that out.
Here's the problem. I have to do the closing, and the way that I have this set up, the way my bank account is set up.
Do you need me to close?
I need you to close, and I'll show the picture.
Okay. Got it.
I swear to God, I'll do better next time.
Okay, got it. Hey, y'all, follow us on all the platforms. We're Twofer Blog. Read our blog on twoferblog.com and follow us on social media. We're going to try to give you guys some new fresh content. So let's just say a little bit about our partners really quickly before we get off of here. I'm getting a text right now. My husband's like, "Are y'all done?" Golly.
Okay.
Why are you not listening? Okay. Anyway, let's talk about our partners. All right. Okay. 4 out of 5 Black and brown women are considered overweight or obese. Let's change that narrative. Curly and Spiritually Fit is a place where Black and brown women come together to take control over their health and their souls. Melanin Mindscape is a blog dedicated to Black TV, Black history, and Black lit. All melanin, all the time, for real, for real. Creative Sippin' is a unique and exciting paint and sip studio in Chicago. They offer a variety of different activities to partner with painting, such as karaoke and comedy. A night at Creative Sippin' is a full night out, so you won't have to do several other things. The studio is always BYOB, so your favorite drinks and snacks are right next to you. If you can't make one of the classes in the studio, then you can order a paint party in a box and enjoy all of the fun in the comfort of your own home. Disrupting Balance. The blog and the podcast both uplift women who are embracing the transitions and decisions that they're making in their personal and professional lives. It's actionable strategies plus purposeful content equals winning, a life disrupted in your favor. Spiked Sweet Tea is a podcast hosted by April Nicole and Dina Haynes, 2 Black women from Atlanta, not Georgia. They are not the same. It's Southern hospitality, but spiked. They discuss a range of topics, including pop culture, current events, health, society, and even politics. Gluten-Free Black Girl inspires flavor and creativity in your gluten-free meals. Starting the journey to transition to a gluten-free lifestyle is challenging, but without representation, the frustrations grow. At Gluten-Free Black Girl, you'll find balance, comfort, and reassurance, making you feel empowered through your food. And then finally, Clay Botanics. They're a handcrafted skincare blended with Ayurvedic and botanical ingredients to keep your skin and your spirit feeling youthful and radiant. Thank you. We've missed you too, Bev. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And, I don't know. Let's do it again sometime. How about that?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
Let's.
Love you guys.
Love you too. wait a minute. Y'all, it has been a struggle.
Yeah, listen. She got that up there because we're always looking for more partners. If you want to partner with us, shoot us an email at hello@twoferblog.com and we'll do the rest, okay?
We need a sound for that. We need Missy to do hello.
Hello, we do. We'll work on that. On that production for next time. All right, I'm out.
Deuces, going back to study.
Yeah. I'll open up the other computer and do some other work. All right.
All right. Thanks, Diva.